Hi world. Oh, I know. So I wanted to come on here and take a few minutes and talk about anxiety, ways that you can deal with anxiety. I mean, when I was younger, I had a very short, hot temper. I was my father's daughter, absolutely, in every way, shape, or form. I was full of fire and I had a mouth on me, and I told it like it is. I still do, but I learned how to balance my emotions, and that was a real big thing for me when I started peeling back the layers of healing that I needed. Was learning how to regulate my emotions and not jump to conclusions, not think the worst automatically. I had a really tough childhood growing up, and I didn't have anybody to talk to since I was very young. So when I got older and got into relationships, I was drawn to narcissistic individuals, and like a moth to a flame, they were for me as well. It's hard to balance your emotions when you're with a toxic individual, with a narcissist, and you would start absorbing their energy, the longer you're around them. So your emotions become unbalanced. As I healed, as time went on, I started seeing patterns in situations that arose throughout my day that triggered my emotions. So that was my indicator of where I still needed healing. But the ways to cope with it that I found easiest for me was, if I was near a place that had a bathroom, I would go in the bathroom and put my hands under the water like this and close my eyes for 30 seconds and breathe and let the water wash away that anxiety from your hands. 30 seconds is all that takes. Another good way is breath work. Breath work is wonderful. It actually puts you in sort of a trance, and for me, it instantly calms my nerves. I just sit back and you'll just sit back and you'll take a breath in for 4 seconds and you'll hold it for 4 seconds. And then you release for 6 seconds. I didn't just then, but if you do that 3 times in a row, that will instantly calm your nerves. Another good way to ground your energy when you're feeling that anxiety is to, wherever you're at in the room, just stop and acknowledge 5 things that you see right away. And then acknowledge 3 things that you feel, and that'll ground you back into the present. Anxiety for me, as I began healing and the deeper I got in my journey, relationships, love, and money are what triggered my emotions the most. My anxiety kicked up. In a past life, I was starved to death. And being that I've survived domestic violence relationships, that's the biggest area for me where I tend to, if I start having any inkling of, an attraction or anything, I'll feel my anxiety start to kick in a little bit. And it's not because I don't trust it's because my body was in fight or flight mode for 15 years. Longer than that, really, but in my domestic violence time frame, that was 15 years that my body integrated that fight or flight mode, the survival mode. And so now, it's funny, I actually can find humor in it now, and I don't take it so seriously because I've healed enough to know my emotions and to learn the difference between my emotions and emotions that I may be picking up on from someone else. So being that I took a vow of celibacy in 2019, come here, baby. This is my Cherokee Rose. Hi, baby. Yeah. When I took my vow of celibacy in 2019, it's still going strong with that. I vowed to remain single until the right one came along. And I'm coming up on, I think it's 7 years now. Since I've taken my celibacy vow, and it's a beautiful feeling when you empty your soul and your mind of all of the bad memories that you experienced with people who abused you and didn't value you at all. And when you release those energies from your soul, you feel more peaceful, you feel more uplifted, and you know that they were meant to come into your life to teach you those very valuable lessons about self-worth and, boundaries, setting boundaries. I didn't have boundaries when I was younger, in my 20s, and that's why I experienced a lot of the things I did. I valued myself, but I didn't have a lot of self-respect because I allowed other people like that around me. So I'm very happy with my results, and I'm very happy to say that learning the difference between toxic energy and healed energy is one of the most profound things you can do for yourself. Miss Cherokee is mad because I'm ignoring her. What, baby? What? I know. I'm talking. Yeah. I was talking. It's important to learn discernment and be very, very wise about the energy of the people that you allow around you. If someone doesn't automatically, I know. If you cross someone's path online or, in reality, and you don't instantly feel some kind of uplifted energy by their presence or their words or hearing their voice, and you feel a dark heaviness, you have successfully crossed paths with a toxic energy embodiment who could very well be, full of narcissistic characteristics, I shall say. Once in a while, I can't lie, once in a while my anxiety still kicks in sometimes. But it's easier for me to work through it because when they do arise now, they don't last as long as they used to. When my anxiety kicked in prior, I would go into days of spiraling into depression and anger and bitterness and, oh, why is this happening to me again? Victim mindset. But once I really started digging deep I was able to find the root of those emotional issues and find my way back to a balanced core, and that's important. You can't expect to get through your daily life if you don't have a core that's balanced, meaning your light and your dark, your shadow and which is your ego, and your light side. So those are just a few things. I won't keep you long, but I just wanted to come on here and share that with you. Life is not all darkness and struggle, and it took me 5 decades, honestly, to come to that conclusion. I went through hell and back, and I still am so grateful for my life and everything in it, and I still believe in the goodness of humanity, and I still believe that the world is healing. We all just have to learn to be more kind to ourselves and to others, and more patient with ourselves and others as well. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go play with my baby girls some more, and we're gonna go walk, right, Boogie? Hey, you wanna go walk, girl? Yeah. All right, y'all. Blessings on a beautiful day. Much love.